Share the screen. Yeah, okay. Is it visible?
Mm, yes,
Can you see?
yes, I can see it.
Yeah, in previous class we have discussed about RDS, what is RDS and all related to SQL and related to all the RDS related and backup snapshots. So you know the terminology, what is exactly backup and snapshots, attention also. So you know the retention period also, how much. So that is actually general question. If you go for any exams also, this question will get. So yesterday, day before yesterday, on the same day which we discussed. So one of my friend was writing Azure 104 certification exam.
Okay, okay,
He got that question. Okay.
okay.
So what is the retention period for AWS? This is simple question. That's it.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of options, like four options were there. In that 30 days is max. Okay, for Azure it is 30 days, but AWS it is 35 days.
Okay, okay,
So
okay. Maximum is it they were asking.
yes, maximum retention period. So is
Okay,
35 days. So that is
okay.
also question. We also get these kind of small questions. So these small questions we should not miss it because that will save our certificate.
And the question and the certificate name was
Azure, you are saying?
yeah. Which certificate station was that?
104. 104 renewal, that is actually Azure 104 certificate. Azure certificate. He was writing exam Azure certificate.
Okay, but this is
Azure
not Azure.
104.
This is AWS, right?
It doesn't matter. So the same, if you can ride a Shine bike, you can able to ride obviously Royal Enfield, right? Same kind of. There is no much difference.
Okay, admin.
Yes, admin. There is no much difference. See, here is retention period. Same concept. On 99% it matches. 90%, 90 to 99% it matches. Retention period here is 35 days. There it is
Okay,
30 days. That's it.
okay,
I like that. So almost concepts are same. Just terminology will be different. Names will be different. Titles will be different. But concept is same anywhere in the any cloud.
yes, yes.
Right? Yeah, so we have discussed about this backups and automated backups and the database snapshots and what is snapshots and all, right? So what is snapshot?
Snapshot. Okay, okay. You're asking me.
Yeah, I'm asking you only. What is snapshot?
Okay, 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 okay. Fine. Snapshot and backup. So there are two things. Backup is generally, I mean, both of them are same things, but in terms of AWS, it is slightly different. Backup is uh, is said when you are manually taking a
Yeah,
backup, and
yes,
snapshot is when you are when at some scheduled time the backup is taken without you intervening. So at a particular date and time, it would automatically take a backup, and the retention period is maximum 35 days.
yes,
So it will take a backup of all the things every single day or whenever you schedule it. Automatically, it will take without any human intervention.
yes. Yeah. So here, yeah, what is transactional logs? What does it mean? Transactional logs.
Transactional logs, exactly, I don't know, but yes, I know that there are these are logs which tell you that what happened, and it actually tells you every single thing, but it is not a backup. It tells you what has been happening, that what kind of data has been coming, whether there is an error, or whether the data it came at what time. So it logs everything: time of the data, the structure of the data, the schema of the data, and also if there are any errors in the data. So it will tell you everything.
Yeah, in our case, transactional logs means there will be, for example, every day you are going to take. I mean, for example, if you set up automatic backup, So there will be a certain time in every day. For example, if it is 10 o'clock, it will take 10 o'clock in the morning am only.
Yes.
From morning 10 a.m. to next day morning 10 a.m., it will not take a backup. Next day
Right.
10 a.m. it will take a backup. There is a gap in between, correct?
That's
So
right. And then at that time there will be
yeah, at that
transcription.
moment, if you lose anything, definitely this data will be lost. So to recover that, to recover this much of time, whatever the 24 hours time is there, in the meantime, if you miss it or if you lose it any data, so the transactional logs will help. Okay,
Yes.
during this time also you can get the backup, you can get the data. That's what. Okay, so we have discussed all these things previous.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, coming to here today is multi zone,
Multi-zone.
multi aged.
Yes.
Yeah, multi aged means availability zones.
Availability
Multi
zones.
availability zones means you can take the backup in different availability zones. For example, if you lose any availability zone, so it will be available in another availability zone. That is a simple, just one check mark will be there. If you enable it, that automatically it will take it. That's it. You don't need to set up anything much in your practical.
Uh-huh.
But in theoretically, you need to understand when multi-zone is enabled. So AWS automatically creates a standby replica in another availability zone like this. Okay, okay, just like that. Okay, whenever customer inject or customer is trying to keep the data is synchronously replicated to other available. Synchronous means one connect each other,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Synchronous means right. You mean whatever you keep,
At the same
automatically
time.
it will,
Yeah.
yeah, automatically it will create another replica in other availability zone. That's what. Okay.
Yes. And
So you see here, you try to understand US East 1A, US East 1B, which means availability zone. It is not in other region,
country. It
which
is the
it
same
should be in the
country.
same region. Okay, the same region you can able to create your database. I mean, multi-availability zone. You can create multiple availability zones in a same region,
Yes.
so which will save your data. You can take the data back. Okay. Yeah, synchronous means replication in the same region. Okay, why different availability zones? If you lose your availability zone, any availability zone, it will be remaining. Other availability zone will be available. You can save the data. That's simple. Why not region? In different region, we cannot achieve the synchronous. What I can say, replication.
Yeah. At the same time, yeah.
Yeah, we cannot achieve that synchronous replication because that is different region, complete
Mm-hmm.
different region. That's it,
Right,
right?
right,
So
right.
you can say that one availability zone fails, the other availability zone will be available. You can retrieve the your data back. So it is called as disaster recovery,
Yes.
right? So this is really very much useful.
So,
So whenever you want to
so
get the data back.
disaster recovery. So, in terms of AWS, disaster recovery happens when the backup is taken in the same region, or if it is taken, if the backup is taken in some other country,
So
that will also be called disaster recovery. Or disaster recovery is said when it is the replication is done in the same region. The backup is taken somewhere in the same region.
no, same availability zone. For example, in our case, in our India, we
Right,
have
right.
three availability zones, right?
Mumbai, Mumbai.
Mumbai, yeah, Mumbai 1A, 1B, and 1C, correct? For example, in any case, three availability zones will not affect any time at a time. Okay, it will not affect any time at a time, right? So one will be affected, or remaining other will be available. Okay, so and alternate purpose, Hyderabad availability zone is also getting ready. Okay,
Mhm.
in future it will be, definitely it will be available.
Yeah.
So definitely Hyderabad's region. Oh man, sorry. Availability zone is the actually very very high secure zone. I'm
Right.
sure across country, Hyderabad is the best place. You could
Mhm.
not see any kind of floods, you could not see any kind of earthquakes and all.
Mhm.
This is the best place actually. That is the reason they have chosen Hyderabad is the next availability zone for in this region, particularly especially AP South South-1.
Mhm.
So right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming to this in database context. So you see multi-availability zone, you might have understood. Let's try to read this. Multi-availability zone allows you to have extract copy of your production database in another availability zone. That's it. Simple. AWS handles the replication of you. So when your production database is written to, so this right, whatever will be automatically will be synchronized to standby database, whatever the standby you can keep. Okay, in the event of planned database maintenance, database instance failure, or any availability zone failure, or Amazon RDS will automatically fail over to the standby, database operation can resume quickly without administrative intervention
Correction.
directly. That is a good advantage, the great advantage.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
next, read replica. Okay, that you can say read replica, availability zone. Definitely, multi-availability zone cannot help because you can say, for example, one you may you try to understand the generates multi-availability zone helps failover, but not with the read intensive workloads. Okay, example, if you upload YouTube data for suppose, okay, it will write the data, read the data, okay, but millions of people watch it, read many times, okay, in this generates um, read heavy load sometimes, okay, with even standby database cannot help with it, okay. So for that purpose, okay, sometimes maybe two database may get, so I can say you can say hang or anything, anytime anything happened for two databases, okay, multi availability zone cannot help read intensive data load. To address this intensive load, so we have one more concept called read replica. Let's say this is your database for suppose, this is you can say, okay, um,
Okay.
primary you can consider this is a primary, okay.
Okay.
Multiple database will be created, you can say like this. I can take my pen.
Okay.
So you can create like this multiple databases. I think my pen is not working. I'm writing but it's not getting, it's okay. So you can create like this simultaneously, you can create multiple what I can say databases. Multiple database will be created. So maximum read replica you can create is maximum number is 5. 1 second, sir. It's not writing.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. So let this happen. Okay. Now it is working fine. Yeah. Maximum read replica capacity is 5. Okay, so you can connect like this. So five number of databases you can connect. This is a main database. Okay, so replicas, read replicas you can create like this. Okay, read replicas create you can create like this. Not only this way, you can create like this also. Here one, two, three. So however you are creating whatever how many databases using this. So maximum is I mentioned. But thing is you can create by using this replication only. So main is actually the main database matters actually. Okay, from this main database, so you can create maximum 5 replicas. That's what. So then it will connect with each other available databases called synchronous replication. This is all called synchronous replication. These are all connecting each other, right? So that is called synchronous replication. Okay, if you put the data in the main DB only, but if you can whenever you put the data inside this only, it can be read. Okay, so data from the database, this is for only read purpose. Okay, you can't access from directly from these replicas. Clear? The main database is matters actually. You can read the database from here itself. You can access it, access this database, main database. This is for extra, you kept here for save your database, but these are only read purpose only. You can't access it, you can't write it.
Okay.
You can't override other replicas. So
But
the
then,
way,
what is the use of only reading? If we want to retrieve the data, if in case there is a disaster or something, so then in that case, if it is you can only read it, then
that's
how
what.
will you
Yeah, you
replicate?
can read it. I'm saying that you can read it, but you can't access it. You can read it. Okay. You can read it through main database only whenever it is available. The main database itself, you can read the data from here. These using these replicas, you could not able to access it. Okay. So whenever, if for example, this got failed, so these 5 will be available, right? So again, you need to create the database and you need to attach it, the main database which you created, through which it only you can able to access.
But the main database gets lost then.
Yeah, these are all available, right? These 5 are read replicas are available, right? So these will be available. Data will be in the replicas. But if
Okay.
you want to access, you need to create another database and you need to attach it.
Okay, something okay.
Huh?
Okay,
Right?
okay.
Right?
But how will you create another database if the replica is there?
Yes, I will see that. So you enable read replicas.
Yes.
AWS creates up to five.
Create.
Yeah,
Create. Yeah. Correct. Correct.
right. So you'll use only read replicas, correct?
And then after that, if the main one uh, uh, gets destroyed, then how will you create the main one? There are the replicas. So from the replica, you will create the main one, or how will you create the replica? Because there has to be a source from where you again create the main database, right? Because you have the main one is gone, the main one has been destroyed, but you have replicas. You said there are 5 replicas which are there. 5 replicas are there, but you can only read from it. If you can only read from it, you from the read replica you cannot create a database. So I'm saying, how will you create the main database again? So only after creating the main database again, you are able to attach it to the read replicas, right? But if the main database is lost, how will you create the main replicas again from the read replica? Because I understand there are read replicas, but you can only read from it. So how will you create the main one again?
Yes. Yeah. So the main purpose of the read replica is read the replicas in RDS used whatever the load. Okay. So for load performance purpose. Okay. Yesterday, sorry, just before, so we have talked about this multi-zone.
Yeah.
Okay. If the multi-zone is, if heavy
Yeah.
load is there, okay, heavy load, if we could not able to retrieve the data, or from here if it is these two are overloaded. Okay, sometimes if it is overloaded, So then these two are engaging. Okay,
Mhm.
we could not able to get the. So in this case you can say, if these two are overloaded, for suppose, okay, if these two are overloaded, so extra we don't have anything to read the data.
Mhm.
In this case, read replica can help. Okay, so for suppose if you have extra read replicas, the name itself is saying only for reading purpose.
Only for it.
Okay, a read replica copy of your RDS, okay, database is asynchronously updated,
Mhm.
right? So asynchronously updated automatically. So this one and this one, if it is these two are overloaded, automatically these whatever remaining are available from which you can able to read. Okay, read scalability. Okay,
Yes, yes.
uh, cross region failover testing purpose. Okay, for this purpose, so a web, for example, a web application is there, millions of users that mostly reads the data. Okay, the example profile is there. Okay, if they want to read the news, or if they want to product catalog, something is there, finance related something is there, some data is there inside that. Whenever writes the minimal, okay, whatever the use read replicas to scale reads, and to avoid the overloading the main database, to avoid the main what I can say, to avoid the
Loading of the.
overloading of main database, we are attaching to other asynchronous read replicas.
Mhm.
So these are all synchronous, directly attaching it. So we are actually creating extra read replicas. Okay, so for avoiding the overload, maybe I need to correct myself, that is not for failover. Okay, that is not for failover. Okay, that's apologies for that. That is not for, if you lose main database, we can't retrieve from the read replica.
Yes, we can't. Yes.
Yes, we can't retrieve from the read. Why we are creating read replica means to avoid the overload
Mhm.
from main database. In this concept, in this context, multiple availability zones are directly synchronizing each other.
Each other,
Okay,
yeah.
so then what happens if overload happens both? If overload happens both, then what happens? We don't have any alternate.
Yeah, no alternate.
No alternate. So what happens if asynchronously you create other three extra? So what happens if these three are overloaded? Then these you can able to read from extra read
Read rep.
replicas. This is for accessing purpose.
Got it, got it.
That's it. Nothing else. Nothing more than this. So let us try to. 1 second.
So we have to, so in order to achieve this, we have to enable both of these features.
Yes, so that is necessity. Necessity. If you are, it is according to your workloads. If the workload is too much, and if your data is very much highly confidential and too much data is there, if you want to save that at that moment, this will be useful for a very biggest projects, not small projects. They won't use this much for small projects.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
read replicas allows you to have read-only copy of your production database. This is for production database. Production purpose only we will use this. This is achieved by using asynchronous replication from primary database instance to read replica. This is primary. Okay,
Yes,
we are
yes.
creating asynchronous databases, and this is for only for whenever this is hanging, or whenever this is fully occupied with the um, overloaded. At the time, using this read replicas can help to uh, performance purpose, you can say. So you can use read replicas primary for very heavy database. You see, read heavy database workloads, use
Yes.
for scaling. Okay, so you can use you can have up to 5 read replicas, 5 only, maximum 5 read replicas, any database. For one database you can keep 5 read replicas to avoid the heavy loads. That's it. You can have read replicas of read replicas, but latency will be there.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, each read replica will have its own DNS endpoint. The DNS endpoints I'll show you while we are creating database. Okay. So let me open that. Let us create database. AWS database using RDS. One second, sir. So it asking multi authentication.